Hello, you wonderful souls. Come join me on a walk through Dungreed. This is probably the first time I've ever had the decision or decided to make a video like this, and it kind of just feels right. So, I'm not really going to focus too much on the gameplay, and just wanted to run through one of my favorite games recently because I've been watching Beals and DF play this game again. I was like, you know what? I bought this game a long time ago. I haven't jumped back in a few years, so looks like fun. I think what I'm going to do is play on my first slot, but I'm actually kind of shocked that they had this because I have deleted this game multiple times, and I guess just reinstalling it, they had my save file in the cloud or something. Because I definitely did not. I've never played this game on this computer, so that's pretty awesome. Whew, I just wanted to run in and talk and have some fun. So I don't really know how this is gonna go, but it just felt right. Okay. Ulford is making a handheld crossbow in the workshop. I think that's a notification letting me know. Okay, when you have a controller, you can explore with your puppy. You can leave it by using the kennel. Cool. I might mess with that later, but I'm not sure exactly what that does. So, we're. I have a ton of great items. Shop. And spiked ball, maybe? Nah. No, I do not remember exactly how to play this game, but we're just gonna chill out and have some fun. I'm very excited with something I figured out how to do in my current life. I quite the inactive person, and the last couple days I've been trying to get out and move about, and I don't know. I feel like bringing that up may be a tad. I'm conflicted because I want to talk about this thing I've decided to do in my life, but I've already started doing it, and it just sounds like fun, but I'm not sure if it's something I should share just yet. I'll keep it to myself, I suppose. I just wanted to enjoy this game and have some fun running through and talking. I don't get out very much, and I don't talk, so I thought it'd be fun to just do a walkthrough my favorite games every day. I'm not the type of person who can play the same game every day, so because I have tried that. I have been on YouTube for over 10 years now, and as you can see, I have very, very few subscribers, and kind of okay with that. I'm more of an artist by trade. I really wouldn't say I started doing art until a couple months ago when I realized that I really, really enjoy making art. And I'm doing the same thing I used to do all the time. I always felt like compelled to constantly talk and never be myself when I make YouTube videos. There's this nervousness that comes out, and you feel like you always have to say something, and I think I'm falling into that trap again. I love making videos. I have always enjoyed it. It helped me a great deal back when I was first getting out of high school, which was about May of this year was 10 years ago when I got out of high school. I started my YouTube career in December of that same year. And I used to make money on YouTube back when the monetization was a little different, where you didn't have to have a certain amount of subscribers. You just had to make content and agree that you're a person, and they just gave you the ability to advertise. And they changed it about 3 years in, and you had to have a certain amount of views. I think that was about 2016 when they changed it to that. And then a few years later, they changed it where you had to have those views and 1,000 subscribers. And ever since then, I have not made a penny on YouTube. I used to have a lot of fun doing that, too. Because it was like a little extra money I could go buy a new game every couple months. It wasn't a lot. It wasn't enough to live off of, but it was a nice hobby. And when they changed it, I struggled so many years over trying to get back to the point where I could make money on YouTube, and it would just defeat me. I never even got to 100 subscribers because I'm just too inconsistent with my uploads, and it just doesn't. It feels wrong trying to make YouTube to get subscribers and to get views, and I've always struggled with trying to find that thing I want to do. Like, how do I want to do my YouTube? How do I want to do my videos? And I still struggle to this day because because I thought I was gonna do like this big project. So I've always wanted to make like an anime style for Let's Plays, where I'd have like 10 to 20 minutes of gameplay footage, an in-between segment where it would be animated, and a little, maybe a skit in the beginning that gets me into the game, and with a theme song and an outro. And there's a YouTuber currently that I really like how he does his end screens, because he's inspired by anime. He has like those. Next time on his show, it's wonderful. It's Dungeon Dad from D&D. So I think it's DAD is technically because Dungeon Dad, Monster of the Week. I love his show. It's awesome, wonderful production values. He's been doing amazing, and I really, really like him. He's very wonderful to watch. But my skill level just isn't there yet to do animation. I've started drawing every day, and I even joined my local art guild, and I take classes. And I realized I've been running an online store for years now where I make art and sell it, and I also sell art. And I really do think of what I sell as art, even though most people may not, and that's video games, movies, music, and a whole bunch of other stuff. So it's just, I don't know where I'm going with this. I'm sorry. I have a very hard time talking when I haven't talked in a long time. And I don't tend to carry on conversations for multiple days in a row. So my brain to mouth is not working exactly how I want it to. And this actually happens a lot in my YouTube videos that I've seen in the past, where I'll start a YouTube series and I'll talk for a bit, and the first 3 episodes or so are really, really bad because I forget how to use my mouth. That's probably the best way to put it. I've never put it that way before. And most people may not think of that as a skill, but it really is for me. And I have a lot of issues with anxiety, and I've found that my anxiety comes from trying to do things for the wrong reasons a lot of the times, and that's what I was really trying to get at earlier. And I didn't even plan on making this video. I'm doing a completely different series, where I'm just drawing inspiration from the game I play and making art. Those of you who don't know, like when you first start art, you usually look at other people's artwork and you draw it and trace and figure things out. And there was a lot of people like to go out into the wilderness or the forest, or just go on walks and sit down and draw art. And there's this lovely artist I watch on YouTube who goes out and meets animals at zoos sometimes, and I was inspired to kind of like just walk through video games and pick something in the game that I like that I could draw myself as practice. Obviously, this wouldn't be anything I would release, but it could lead to me learning how to do certain things that I normally don't do. And in this current video I'm working on, because I have already started, I don't know when I'll finish it, but I've drawn this portal, and it's this big circle. I could never figure out how to draw something like that in the past, and I've figured out how to trace the I didn't trace anything. I did it all by hand. I don't know why I said trace. My mouth is not working right. But what I used to do is, in order to make a circle, I'd always get like an item and sit it down and trace it out by going around it, like a bottle or a lid. And this time, I remembered a technique my brother taught me when I was in elementary school. He loved to draw. He was the artist in the family. He's leagues above me in every facet of the craft. And what he told me was just to keep drawing a circle over and over and over and over and over again, and then erase around until it became a circle. And I could never figure that out as a kid, and I didn't quite figure it out that well here, but I combined it with another skill I learned recently when I was going to art class on Wednesdays, where you just keep drawing and like, okay, this is wrong, so you keep drawing and you keep drawing very short lines, and you connect all the lines together. And when I combined those two skills, I was able to make a pretty decent circle. It's not perfect, but it's what made me realize I could do it. And this portal is like a circular portal with a circle magic ring inside the portal. And I don't want to give too much away, but it's, if you watch my last video, that's the game I'm basing it off, so I'm betting anyone could guess what it is. I haven't finished it yet, but I got to do detail today. I finished the basic drawing. I got to do details today, and I beat that boss first try. I am surprised I was able to do that. I'm very under-leveled in this game, and I haven't played Dungreed in years, so I'm surprised I even did that. I'm also using a skill tree that I'm not used to. I used to play the greed and the what was the other one I used? I used a different one, and I decided to use different skill trees here in the game to challenge myself, and that's why I started this new one. But I started this one at least a year or 2 years ago when they released the update for the dog. I played a long time ago when it first came out, when DF was doing his original series, that's Dangerously Funny. I had found him when he was doing the Stardew Valley series. He broke that game. He didn't just break, he just demolished that game. He did some of the most outlandish things I've ever seen anyone do in a video game. He just made it his. And I always liked his content. And when he was playing this game, I was like, oh, that looks fun. It's not that expensive, so I got it. And I even did some YouTube videos a long time ago on it, I think. It's under my Steam tab as YouTube games. Games I have played for YouTube. There's Dungreed, Terraria, and Vampire Survivor. So I have done YouTube videos with all three of those. And then I got a lot of other games I've not done any YouTube videos for. But that was back when, just to keep track of the list of games I've played for YouTube. And what I was currently working on. So if anyone was like a friend, they could see, okay, this is the game he's playing currently. If I have the game, I can join in. Because I have had a lot of my friends join in my Let's Plays before. So, in fact, when I was, the biggest I ever was, and getting the most consistent views, I was live streaming Warframe for days. And I got 10, 12 people viewing at the same time once on my live stream. And that made my day. I streamed that day for 13 hours straight, though. That was surprising. And I also learned that day that they don't save more than 12 hours on YouTube videos at a time, which makes a lot of sense. That's a lot of time to even do videos for. I haven't done streaming consistently at all because I've realized it's not really my favorite thing. I get anxious enough just doing a video like this where I'm just sitting and talking and having fun playing a video game. But when I have to do all this live in front of an audience and I can say some stupid stuff, I have a lot of mental issues, and sometimes in my head what I mean to say comes out wrong out of my mouth, and it just does not sound right, and I have a tendency to say some things that I need to cut out. I don't have Tourette's or anything like that, but it reminds me of a very similar feeling that some might have if they have a tic where they curse a little sometimes. I used to have a friend in high school that did that. He didn't have a really bad, but it can cause some situations sometimes. Shoot. For full transparency, I'm not actually playing right now. I'm just talking over this. But I feel like I am playing. I don't know, maybe I didn't need to bring that up. That's another thing I found out on YouTube, like doing videos. You don't always need to tell the audience everything you're doing and what you want to do. And never ever sit down and say what you're planning on doing. Just talk about what you've done or what you're currently doing. Because I've fallen into that trap so many times where there's like, oh, I want to do this. Oh, I want to do that. That's actually why I ended my last series early, because I realized I was trying to talk about what I wanted to do, not what I could do or what I was doing, and it stressed me out because I really, really wanted to have an animation in the middle of my video where it's just like a cut, and if I could do a commercial break or something or advertisement, it can go in there. And I could not animate at all. And that's what led me to go take art classes, like I was talking about earlier, that led me to joining the art guild in my area. However, I've had a very bad month with depression, and I have not gone to art class at all. I just feel suicidal most days, and I just want to lock myself in my room. On a scale of 1 to 10, my depression actually went to a 7, which is really bad because normally it's only like a 2 or a 3. And I use a scale of 1 to 10 because I actually get physical pain from it. I'm like, okay, what's the worst pain I've felt for depression? And I never, ever thought I'd have a base scale for that, and it kind of sucks that I do. But it got really, really bad. So I've been trying to motivate myself to leave my apartment recently. And yesterday I went out for a walk to my local grocery store a couple blocks away from my house. I spent $2 on evaporated milk because I really wanted to try this recipe I found on YouTube, where when you add evaporated milk to milk, it makes it taste even thicker and creamier and really good. And it works somewhat. I also learned how to make evaporated milk, which is kind of funny because I already knew how to make it, apparently, because I made sweetened condensed milk before, and the only difference is no sugar added. And I was like, really? That's what I need. It's also a recipe I want to try from Dylan on YouTube and TikTok. I think he's on Facebook Reels too, where he posts how to make a poor man's ice cream, which is evaporated milk, powdered sugar, and food extract, and you whip it. And it just sounds really, really good. And today I was, about the same time I woke up, I'm trying to force myself to wake up at a certain time too, because when I get depressed, I have sleep insomnia on top of it, and there's no telling how, when I'll go to sleep and wake up. So, and I've been really wanting to try this challenge where you wake up at 4 and stay up early in the morning and stay up all day. So I woke up at 4 yesterday and today, and I stayed up till about 8 o'clock at night, and it's kind of helped me a little bit. So about today, when I went to the grocery store yesterday, I went again today, and I was like, hey, how much did I spend yesterday? I spent $2 on that evaporated milk canister, and I was like, you know what? To motivate myself to get out every day, give myself $2. If I leave my apartment, I have $2 to spend every day, which will only be like $60 a month, which I already have because at the end of the month I give myself $70 for groceries on top of the food stamps I have, and none of that looks really good. None of that looks good at all. Umbra. I can't talk right now at all. I was, just to motivate myself to get out of the apartment, I was going to give myself $2 every day and keep track of what I spent. And whatever I don't spend, I can then spend on the next day. And today I got a Peet's coffee. It's a nice iced coffee for $1.67. With tax, it was $1.76. And I subtracted that from $2, so tomorrow I still have 24 cents. So if I leave tomorrow, I'll have $2 more, so I can spend $2.24. And I don't have to spend any money if I don't want to, but it's just a nice way to reward myself to get out of the apartment. And I think it'll also give me the motivation to just do new things. And when I was going home, I thought, well, what if I challenge myself to make art out of what I have? So instead of throwing away my coffee thing today, what if I actually turned it into an art piece and tried to sell it? And there's this type of art that I recently found out in the art guild because they had a competition. I didn't join it because I was supposed to do it this month, and the competition was to make art out of something you would throw in the trash, or just things that would originally be thrown away. I'm like, this is a glass bottle. There's this art form called Japanese art. I can't remember. It's kitsune. Ugh, I know it. Let me look at my art playlist. Kintsugi. And what it is you take broken pottery or glassware and you mend it and you put either like a gold or glitter type substance in there to make it really look pretty. And it's an art form, but also repairs it so you can use it for later. And there's I thought it'd be so cool to do something like that. Now, certain kitsugi you can't actually use on foodware, but others you can. And I thought it'd be really cool to do something like that. But I don't really want to break the bottle, but actually learn how to make different things and sell it. And that way I can recoup more money, and whatever I can sell, I can then use like add on top of that $2 a day. And it gives me something fun to go do, almost like a game I can play with myself IRL. And $2 a day is just, it's nothing, but it's like $14 a week. But if I go out and I do stuff that gets me out of my apartment, makes me feel better. Another rule I have is I can't take my truck. So unless it's raining, because I do have a truck, and I'm just trying to leave the apartment to have that fresh air, getting out and seeing people and communicating with others and talking. And I want to go to the art guild too, but the art guild's not always open, and it is a guild where you just go sit down and do art stuff, and you can sell your art there if you're a member. But I don't have anything up for sale right now, and it'd be kind of cool to have some kitsugi material in there, because that's the type of stuff I really like doing. Because I've always believed that there's no such thing as trash, just unpurposed material. If you take the time and process anything, various things are more dangerous, and you may not have the equipment to do it, so you shouldn't. Because there is some stuff like in a microwave that's radioactive, and I would never, ever, ever suggest messing with a picture tube. There's a lot in picture tubes that are just like, don't fudge with that. Don't mess with basically things that could end your life. But there's a lot of materials that you can alter, and I'm even going to save the store bag I have, because I had this idea. I learned how to make a type of rope. I'm learning how to tie stuff, and I'm almost certain that if I just twist up a plastic bag to be more like a string or a piece of rope, and then braid the string together, I can make a decent rope that I might even be able to make a stronger bag out of, that I could actually carry around with me. And I could actually go gather materials. And if I create my art out of trash, I can process it. I've already learned how to meld plastic, or weld plastic, I should say. And I've started that project. So any plastic I have, I can weld together. I even learned how to weld a plastic bag by folding it constantly. It didn't work quite as well as I wanted to, but it's just something fun to do, and I got excited. There is no way I'm surviving this. 6 HP left. This is the right weapon. Because of the wide slashing arc, I can hit this a lot easier. These bullets, these ice bullets, are a lot easier to hit too. Right there, died. Well, I mean, that was cool. But the art, I can just, even right now sitting here, I'm messing with it. I'm like, I could easily tie this into a rope or something and use it. In fact, I think the King of Random did something very similar with plastic soda bottles, and they created a contraption that they were able to make plastic string from soda bottles. And I really like the idea of actually going around and picking trash up and taking it home with me and processing it into usable items and selling it, and eventually hopefully having my own website. And I really have this, I was just brainstorming this idea in my head about having different tabs to like what type of art. So a performance piece would be like this video. This video is a form of art, because to me, art is something, I learned this in art class in high school, where art is actually just an expression of yourself. Everything is technically art. If you've had to sit down and draw it up, it's a form of art. And I really like that, and I've refined it over the years. Like anything that expresses you as a person is art. So video games, this video is a form of art, and some people may not see it that way, but I do. And I like the idea of having like performance art, visual art, which would be like a painting, auditory art, which would be music, or a book, the written art or language art, and just have like these different tabs we can click on and like, okay, we can go find that. And it's I would have to sit down and like categorize what piece would go where, but it got me really excited and kind of happy because I already have an LLC where I sell stuff. I don't have a weight scale right now, so I can't sell out of city, but it's just something fun I can do, and like having it part of the. I was trying to see if I can hit the dog house, but apparently it's the dog I clicked on. Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what I was trying to do. Okay. Training center dog. And this guy, I believe, is the skill trainer. So, and I was using evasiveness or something. But I was really excited to like sit down and think about it. Like, I could do that walk through the video game too. And it just, I know I don't make any sense right now, and I'm sorry. I'm just excited and happy to have something I can go do for fun that's not going to break the bank, but it can also like motivate me to get out of the apartment and do stuff. So it just feels nice to have. I guess it'd be my job because I'm trying to. I don't know. I'm not trying to make money. I'm trying to make art. I guess, and there's probably a better way to actually sit down and talk about it. But this video is just me going on a walk. And you guys joined me, and I appreciate it. So let's see what this controller did. Yeah, that's right. The controller allows you to actually move the dog, but you can still move your person. I feel like it's supposed to be like a co-op type thing, but I'm not sure. Because the dog is tied to the character, if I remember correctly. So I'll play with this next time, though, I think. Be fun. Yep, I can't go any further than the main character being on the opposite side of the screen. So that's cool. Sorry, I'm lost in the pretty dog. I'm pretty sure I'm almost. Yeah, that's it. That's where I quit. So thank you all for joining me on my walk through Dungreed. Have a wonderful day. I don't know what we're going to play tomorrow, but we're going to play something. Well, maybe not tomorrow, but the next video. If I can remember. Yeah, that was the end. I was turning off my controller first. That's what it was. And then I was going to, yep. Yep, well. Yep. See you later.